Let's talk about that feeling, that constant, exhausting chase for more. Today, we're going to go beyond just getting what we want and start figuring out how to find some real inner freedom.
Does this feel familiar to you? That sense that no matter what you get, no matter what you achieve, there's always something else just over the horizon. You get the thing you wanted, and there's this brief little spark of happiness. But then, almost immediately, the wanting starts all over again. It's like being on a treadmill you can't get off of.
So let's dive right in. Our first section is about the instant pleasure trap, and we're going to start with something that might sound a little weird: why failure is actually a normal and even expected part of this journey. Okay, let's just get this out in the open right now. When you make the decision to stop this endless chase, you are going to fail a lot. You'll fall back into old habits, you'll give in to temptation, but listen, this is so important. That is not a sign that you're weak. It's actually proof that you're in a real fight, a fight against some incredibly powerful forces. So, what are those forces? Let's pull back the curtain and actually name these invisible opponents you're up against. The reason this feels so hard is because it is hard. The whole deck is stacked against you. So I'll say it again, you are not weak. You're just playing a game that feels, well, a little rigged. So let's meet the players, shall we? We're basically contending with four major forces. First, there's your own brain chemistry, which is literally wired for rewards. Second, you've got psychological inertia. That's the massive momentum of your own habits. Third, there's your ego, which kind of panics when it doesn't have something to chase. And finally, there's the world we live in, an entire system built to make you want more and more and more. So first up, your brain. It runs on this reward chemical called dopamine. It's a simple loop, right? You get a trigger, like feeling bored or stressed. That leads to a behavior, like scrolling through your phone. And that gives you a reward, a tiny little hit of dopamine. You've been carving these pathways in your brain for years. Trying to change them now? It's like trying to redirect a massive river with a teaspoon. And that brings us to psychological inertia. I want you to think about your mind like a freight train. It's been speeding down the exact same track for decades. So when you finally decide, okay, I want to stop, you're really just starting to apply the brakes. That train's momentum is going to carry it forward for a long, long time. All those failures, that's not you. That's just the train's momentum. Then there's your ego. You know, so much of who we think we are is built on what we want. I'm the person who wants that promotion, or I'm the person saving it for that car. So when you suddenly stop wanting, your ego has this full-blown identity crisis. It's like its entire job description just got erased. And so it panics. It floods you with restlessness, boredom, and doubt just to try and get you chasing something, anything, again. And as if all that internal stuff wasn't enough, the final force is the entire world around us. Our society is basically just a giant engine of manufactured desire. Every ad, every social media feed is screaming the same message. You are not enough as you are. You're incomplete. Trying to resist all of that, it's literally like trying to go on a diet while living inside a candy store. Okay, so with a deck so completely stacked against you, you might be wondering, why even try? Well, here's why. Because the entire chase, the whole game, is built on a lie. And here's that lie, laid out plain as day. The pleasure of getting the thing, it's brief, it's fleeting, it fades so fast. But the pain of wanting it, that's constant, it's persistent. It's this gnawing feeling that's always there. This imbalance is exactly why you're always left feeling a little empty. It's like trying to fill a bucket that has a giant hole in the bottom. That destination you're running toward, the one that promises you'll finally be happy once you get there, it's a mirage. It looks real from a distance, but the closer you get, the more it disappears. It can never, ever deliver on its promise. So, what's the only logical thing to do when you realize you've been chasing an illusion? You stop running. All right, let's talk about how to do that. This isn't about achieving some kind of perfection. It's about escaping a prison you might not have even known you were in. This right here completely reframes the entire goal. We're taught to think that power is the ability to get whatever we want. But real power, true freedom, is realizing you don't actually need all those things to be okay. It's about moving from being a servant to every little impulse to becoming the master of your own mind. Seriously, ask yourself this question. As long as you're driven by the next craving, the next impulse, the next I want,
Are you really in control, or are you more like a puppet, with your desires pulling the strings, telling you where to go and what to do? Every single time you unconsciously react to an urge, you are giving your power away. This whole journey is about taking that power back.
So, how do you actually start? Not with brute force, not with willpower. It starts with a very gentle, very compassionate shift in your approach.
First things first, you have to let go of this idea that you need to win this huge battle overnight. That kind of pressure is just going to lead to frustration and burnout. Your real task is so much simpler and so much kinder to yourself. Your only task is this: simply notice the freight train's momentum and gently, just gently, try to apply the brakes. You won't stop it on a dime, of course you won't, but you will start to slow it down, and that is everything. And this might be the most important takeaway of all. Every time you notice the chase, every time you feel that pull and you manage to gently pull back, even for just a second, that is a success. You are building the muscle of awareness. So please don't lose hope when you fail. Every attempt, every gentle effort is a win. So I'll just leave you with this thought to sit with. What would it feel like? What would you notice in that little bit of quiet space once the frantic energy of the chase starts to fade? What would happen if, just for this one moment right now, you stopped running?